everybody, and welcome to another edition of Stephen and Walter Live. Yay! We need cheerleaders or something. So I'm hoping everybody can see us and hear us okay. I ask this every week, but you know, the week I don't ask you, there'll be a technical problem. So that's why I'm asking. But anyways, let's see who's all here. We got a lot of people came in. Judy's here. Stephanie is here. Laura. Persetta, Catherine, Dana, Mozilla, Catherine, Lucy, Janet, Jan. I think I said Judy. Yes, I did. And Catherine, I said. Tracy's here. Julie M is here. Donna, Melena, Diana in rainy, wet Bermuda. Not happy about that, are you? We can tell. Ron's here from beautiful Nova Scotia. Sue, Lucy, lying in bed with the 19.
COVID.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sorry to hear that.
Sorry that you've got that. Catherine is working on a kitchen sink quilt. Priscilla is here. Suzanne, Gerlyn from sunny Southwest Michigan. Catherine Robertson is here. We have a lot, Kathleen, sorry. It's first time at Alive. Okay, great, Kathleen. Welcome.
Julie M.
Yeah, I think I said Julie M too.
Sure.
She's using her odds and ends of Civil War era looking prints from her stash all blocks away. Oh, she's doing Stephanie's quilt.
Oops.
What just happened? Oh, that's this. Oh, come on. My mouse does this, and I don't know why.
Okay, I've never had that happen.
Yeah. Well, everybody else is connected. Well, I do. You just touch it, and I don't know what. Something's gotten turned on to it. Okay, let's go back in here. Crepes. Now I don't know where I'm going. Well, everybody else can see us and everything. That's okay, but we want to see. So I do. You just touch it, and I don't know what something's gotten turned on to it.
You're not in OBS, or is it? Or
no, it's
okay,
you really don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what the hell you just did with your thing. Okay.
Okay, we're back. Yep, there we go. Okay. Sorry, guys, you didn't notice it at your end, but my mouse seems to be, my magic mouse from my Mac has this thing about just moving right off the screen, and I don't know why. I'm going to have to check settings on that. Yeah, it's real magic, all right. But anyways, you guys didn't bother you guys because...
Well, yours does it different than mine does. Mine, the whole thing moves over. And
well, yeah, mine does that too. But
so then you can drag it back over again.
Yeah, but that's not what happened with it. I know that. Why did I go to a Mac? I'll never know. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so what we're saying here.
We're going to
Patsy's
Judy, Patsy, Barb.
Patsy's here. Barb is here. Cheryl is here. I'm picking some stitches. Tension issue on the long arm. Oh, that's fun. Evelyn's here from Oklahoma. Natalie, hello from a wet and cold UK. Is that anything new over there? Catherine Anderson, first time for her too. Great. Linda from Connecticut. Kathy from... Does anybody have a name that isn't Catherine or Kathy on here? There must have been a year or something that was real popular. Stacy Baker from Georgia is here. Kathy's from
Teresa DeJong.
Teresa DeJong, good. Well, she's a regular, as we well know. Brenda Mitchell's here from Waikiki. Yeah.
Rub it in.
Rub it in. Yeah, really. With all that. But anyways, welcome everybody. Glad everybody could get here today and whatnot. It is sunny today, but cold here.
-2.
-2. Well, that's not that cold.
That's a little below 32 Fahrenheit. So
yeah, well, so it's below freezing on the Fahrenheit scale. It's below freezing on the Celsius scale too. But I mean, it's
not bad. I walked out with with a light sweater on to check something in my car. So
Yeah,
it's not that bad.
Patricia Priest is here from Oklahoma. Lydia's here. Hi, all. Let's see. Jan's here. Lydia's here. Dan is here. Jeannie, are you here? Because those are
Yeah, I
my.
haven't seen Jeannie yet.
Yeah, that's my coven. You know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. Someone's going to say a coven is 13, not 4. Well, my coven is special. It only takes 4 of them to do the job of 13. Okay?
It's Steven's coven.
It's my coven. Yeah. And Shelley Clark's here. Hello, Shelley. Brenda Mitchell says, I mean Voggy from the volcano. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. There's volcano sort of oozing, isn't there, in Hawaii? Okay, Lydia goes, Maha. Okay, I'm not even sure how you say that, but whatever. So, Lydia, have you sold your featherweight? Yes. Lydia has a featherweight for sale if anybody's interested. Yeah, Lydia says, yes, we are. We're that efficient. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, for those of you that aren't necessarily have not been to a craft and chat, you probably don't get the reference, but it means you have to show up once and then you'll find out about the coven. Yeah. Oh, Julie had to correct me. Thank you, Julie. A coven is only 13 in some traditions. Okay. So that's our education today about covens, people.
Considering that's not a real.
And Julie, I'm beginning to worry about you too, about, you know too much about covens. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Lydia hasn't sold her.
Not yet. Yep. Purple Wall's here. Kay, hi Kay. What are you drinking? Ale?
I've got Kilkenny.
And I've got Guinness. So yeah, ale.
It's my usual.
Your usual, yeah. Oh, they killed Kenny. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I'm sure you're all biting at the chomp to know what Walter's been working on this week. Walter, what have you been working on this week? Travel plans.
Travel plans.
He's been travel. We're going to talk a little bit more about that because we have more updates on that. Yeah, he's been busy boy being our travel agent, looking at all the ins and outs. He did something the other day, though. So last century. You ordered guidebooks. Books.
Yeah, I know. I debated to get electronic ones or to get
like books.
They're handy to have just to.
Oh yeah, but wouldn't it have been handy to have it on your phone?
Yeah, it would. But I had thought about that. But I thought I'll just have these because it's easier just to leaf through something.
Oh, Cheryl's here. Hi, Cheryl. Julie says my Judaism is laced with a great deal of prehistoric women's mystery teachings. Good to know. Like that. So anyways, yeah, so that's what Walter's been busy with. I've been busy with a few projects. Let me see if I can show these to you here, and we'll go down here. So I finished I didn't finish. It's just the top. I haven't got it layered yet and on Lucy. But that's the Stars of Wonder quilt that I was working on. I've only worked on it primarily at those sew days that we've been going to at the club with Walter's sewing class buddies, that kind of thing. But I got the borders on it the other day, and now I just have to throw it on Lucy and get it all quilted. Haven't decided what design I'll use on this yet. I'll have to look through. Something with curves, I think. I don't know. I always go for curves. If I got something that's very linear or a lot of angles and that, I'll go to curves. And I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Figure that one out. And okay, I haven't done anything with these. I've just been throwing them up on my design wall. Actually, they're not on there now. I may not come back to this for quite a while. But this is the AccuQuilt Lemoyne Star. I've been using the die, and I've just been taking different colors of fabric and making these. I'm starting to do some in black and white because I thought that might make some things pop. And I was discussing actually with Stephanie, I think the other day, about whether I'm going to sash it or not. And I think I will sash it because I don't really think the secondary, when you put the stars together, you get sort of a square, but they're all going to be different colors and whatnot. And I don't think that necessarily does anything to enhance the quilt. So if I make this into a quilt, I was thinking sort of a medium gray sashing maybe in with these two, but they're not all done yet. That's not enough blocks with it. So I'm still fooling around with it. Who knows when I'll come back to this. It was just something I wanted to try with those particular dies. So anyways, what are people saying here? Let me get it back to this screen. And got down here. Oh, Shirley's here. Hi, Shirley. Cheryl says, we took a guidebook to Jerusalem in September, never used it. Went to my phone first.
Yeah, I do both. I'll research online, but then sometimes I in the past I have used guidebooks, so I just felt like using a guidebook. I just thought I'd get a guidebook because it's easy sometimes too if you're just want to leaf through something rather than try to find it on your phone. Like, I'm not sure.
Swipe.
Yeah, I know. But I guess I'm just being a little old-fashioned at now.
Well, you're a little old man. So anyways, so that's what I'm working on. So we did buy another grow light. I'll just show you here what I'm talking about. Let me put it up. So this is our new grow light stand. It's the same as our old one, but we've got this one set up now too. And this time Walter did some planting. You can't see anything yet because he just got the seeds in, and some of these are going to take a while. So you put in lettuce.
Yeah, there's 2 trays of lettuce, and then there's a tray of dwarf tomatoes.
Yeah, dwarf tomatoes.
And a tray of peppers. So
yeah, so experiments. So we're seeing how these are going to work out, whether they'll work out or not. The dwarf tomatoes I bought off of Amazon, and supposedly they're cherry tomatoes, but the bush that they grow on is a little bit shorter than the usual one. So, and they did say that you could grow these in pots indoors. So I figured we'll give it a shot with the grow lights to see what we've got. But we've been eating the lettuce from the other one, and it's coming back up again. Walter just harvested all kinds of our herbs because they were getting a bit jungly. But it's working out pretty good.
It's nice to have something, even though it doesn't. I mean, you're not getting that much of a yield from it, but it is kind of nice to have something fresh in the wintertime, that it's something that you've actually grown. So
yeah, it's kind of nice.
I actually use a lot of the basil because basil's nice in with salads and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we eat a lot of green in that. We need to, because lately we have not seen a vegetable in anything we're cooking. And you kind of look at it and you go, don't you think we should be having a vegetable in there?
Well, there's green peppers and stuff and stuff that.
Well, yeah, I know, but I don't think we're getting enough vegetables.
Yeah, probably
we need to eat more vegetables. And the hardest part about eating a vegetable? Mm-hmm. Digesting the wheelchair. Ba-dum-bump. I'm here all week, people. Thank you. Cheryl says, we read the books at home to help us plan, but they are heavy to carry. Yeah. Cheryl says, I like the table. That table is very old. That table came from, as my mother used to say, it came from the farm. It came from my grandparents. So
I thought that's the table that you're, the one that you're,
the grow lights on, the new light.
I thought that's the dining room table that all folds out.
No.
Okay.
The one with the first grow light is the dining room table.
Okay, all right.
Do you live here?
No, I don't know.
Do you ever look at the furniture?
No. They're your mother's old furniture. I don't know. It all looks the same to me.
It's a drop leaf table. It's quite a nice little table. In fact, my mother had it in her house for years and years, and I don't know if anybody ever refinished it or not, because it's always had a nice finish to it. And if it came from the farm, most of that stuff's got coffee rings and whatnot on it with it. But anyways, and I must admit, I did tell my mother back many, many years ago, whenever you're done with that table, I want it. Well, I got it. She's definitely done with it now.
Hi, Jeannie.
Oh, Jeannie's here. The coven is intact. Okay. Green Quilt Skull. Hello, Green Quilts. I'm attaching sashing today with the help of my feline assistant who has figured out how to pick up the gypsy pins with his teeth.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's not good. Um, Better people. Teresa says veggies are too damned expensive. Junk is cheaper. Yeah, well, that's
Well, I
true
did
enough.
put green peppers from our garden in it last night. The frozen ones that we've got.
Oh, I forgot we had those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Kathleen Davis. Another Kathleen. We should be running a poll here on how many Kathleens and Catherines and Kathys we have. But anyways, you're welcome to be here, regardless of your name.
Hi, Andy.
And Andy's here. Yay! Andy's here. Well, my life is complete now. Oh, another person, Carrie, living good. Hello, Carrie. Nice to have you here too. So yeah, so like I said, we need to eat more vegetables. But whatever, I guess. Okay, so couple of things that we have that are new. I did an interview, posted it on Tuesday. I know some of you have seen it, and if you haven't, check it out because Pat is wonderful. Pat Jennings. She doesn't have a YouTube channel. She does have an Etsy store. But her stuff is just phenomenal. She's definitely an art quilter, although she does all kinds of things. I mean, she's been sewing for like over 40 years, kind of a thing. But it's a really interesting interview. And I say that maybe sounding with a little bit of surprise because, to be honest, I knew nothing about Pat. Pat volunteered to be interviewed, which is great because I keep trying to get people to do that as subscribers. Hint, hint, hint. Out there. But I didn't know really much about her, so I took a chance. Well, I'm glad I did. And everybody that has seen the interview too have said similar things. They've said some really nice things about the interview with Pat and how, you know, her stuff was so gorgeous, and it is. It really is. And it's not just, these are quilts that she uses. Like, there was one sitting behind her in the interview, if you've seen the interview. I thought it was a painting, and I asked her about it, and it's not. It's all fabric and thread painting that she did on it, and the whole bit, and it looks like a painting. And then she's got a couple of kimonos that she made as well, but they're like style. They're art quilts, but they're in the form of kimonos. And she had some other really interesting pieces. I don't know why this lady doesn't have a YouTube channel. And I told her, you've got all kinds. She said, well, I don't know what I'd talk about. And I said, talk about your stuff that you made, like just talking about your process and the whole bit, because I'm sure it would be really, really interesting. Hello, Billy. Hello, Marlene.
Hello, Pepsi Girl.
And Pepsi Girl, 1956, from the UK. Another person from the UK. That's great. Well, welcome. A lot of new people coming on. Well, that's nice. Now, I just hit a milestone, actually, in the last week or so. I went over 8,000 subscribers, and I went over 1 million views. Now, 1 million views sounds really great, but it took 10 years to have 1 million views. So what's that, 100,000 a year kind of a thing? And that's still small potatoes, okay? But I'm really thrilled with the new subscribers and everybody that's coming on here. That's really great. In fact, I'm over 8,100 when I last looked a couple of days ago. So it would be really nice if I got over 10,000. Again, that works out only to, after 10 years, 1,000 a year subscribers. But that's better than a kick in the head, as some relatives of my family would say. But that's really nice, and I've got a lot of new people coming on, and I'm really happy about that too, as well.
Well, it doesn't mean that we don't like the old people either.
Well, no, we like the old people very much. We like they've been our rock. They've kept us going. Yes, yes, we like the old people, or we shouldn't call them the old people. We like our
standard subscribers.
Well, that doesn't sound good either. I don't know. Well, you know what we mean. Evelyn Martin's here. I'm working on garment blocks today, about to pull my hair out. Apparently, I have a very strange body shape. Oh, I think we all have very strange body shapes. That's what these clothing companies haven't figured out. At least in men's clothes, everything is slim fit. Yeah, I haven't been a slim fit in a long time, if ever. Billy asked, did you fix your 3D printer? Funny you should ask, Billy. No. I just got a part today. It came from Amazon. I thought that one of the problems was the belt. Now, this is for those of you that don't have a 3D printer, won't have a clue what I'm talking about. But there's a belt. I thought the belt wasn't right. I ordered a new belt. I put it on. That didn't work. That didn't stop it. So I came to a conclusion it's one of the motors. It's called a stepper motor that runs this part that I'm having trouble with. So I ordered a new stepper motor. Actually, I had to figure out how to take the old one off. Now that I know how to do that, that's actually very easy. So I'm hoping this solves the problem, because if this doesn't solve the problem, I have no idea what's wrong with it at all. It makes a very bad noise and jams up when the head that spews forth the filament is going back and forth. It kind of goes back and forth for a while, and then it goes okay, not good.
Sort of like a jammed printer.
Yeah, but I think this will work. We'll see. I don't know. So yeah, thanks for asking, Billy. Brenda's here. Hi, Brenda. Haven't seen you in a while. Stephen Walter, I've been busy and missing you guys in Maine. And Mozilla says nobody else does interviews with subscribers. You're on to something, Steve. I'm very interested in getting to know them. Yeah, but I need subscribers to interview. Okay, if I've got over 8,100 subscribers, you'd think out of 8,100 subscribers, there would be at least, even at 5%, that would be over 200 people to interview. Okay, what's wrong with you people? You know, you all have something to contribute in an interview. Okay. I know some people turn around and say, well, nobody would be interested in me. I'm not interesting. No. I have found that people are very interesting once you get talking, and it's absolutely painless to do it. I don't bite you unless you want me to. And well, you've seen them. You know how they're run. So yeah, come on, don't be shy. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? People will get to know you. So there you go. So yeah, I'm not interested, I'm not interested in interviewing the big names out there. And some people always suggest to me, well, what about Angela Walters or Jenny Doan or Donna, what's the name of those ones? Donna from
I don't know.
Mental. Yeah, you do know. She does all the tutorials, makes it, they have a store. Donna, what's their company name?
Jordan.
That's it. Donna Jordan. Yeah. And all those ones, because they're too big. Everybody knows who they are.
Stephanie got it.
Yeah, Stephanie got it. Yeah. Okay. I was having a seniors moment.
Well, when he says Donna, I think of Donna from the store. So.
No. Well, she's not here.
Yeah.
Yes, Barb, you're right. It's still 1 million views and 8,000 subs. Yep, it is. Stephanie says seasoned veterans. Okay, that's a good way of putting it. Laura Miller's here. Hello, Laura. Loyal. Yeah, loyal. True. You are loyal. Regular subscribers. Okay. OGs. Carrie says OGs. Old girls?
Guys.
Old girls?
Old
I
girls.
don't know. Did we say hello to Tracy Williams? We may have. Seasoned subscribers. I think too tight is all the rage and fashion now. Not the greatest look, I think. Yeah, no, because too tight means anything that has a bit of a bulge to it is going to show up. No, don't need that. My fun purchase, Teresa says this week, was a starter for my car after my son and his girlfriend got stranded with a dead car. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, you kind of need a starter.
Yeah, you do. Brenda says, haha, I'm afraid of being bitten. Only hurts for a moment. After I've sucked all the blood out, it doesn't matter anymore. Judy says, no new shirts. Is that a question? Or?
Yeah, no, I haven't made any new shirts, and it's not short sleeve weather, and I've only made a couple of long sleeve shirts.
Yeah. And I've worn mine.
I should make, I was just commenting before we started, I gotta make some more long sleeve shirts.
Yeah, you do. And before the cold weather leaves.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to happen. Brenda, oh, Stephanie says to Brenda, he doesn't bite that hard, I promise. Shirley's having too much fun. Look at her. uh, yeah, I don't. I make you look good, okay? Yeah, I do. I really do.
Original greats.
Oh, okay. OG, original. Oh, that's kind of a good term. Original greats. Yeah, everybody's going to get a big head from that one. So, anyways, the interview. Now, Stephanie and I, as in Stephanie Stitches, Stephanie's here, as you know, we did our first live to kick off our sew along that we are running. And the next one will be this Wednesday at 9 a.m. And if you can't catch it at that time, that's Eastern time, you can see it on the replay. And we're going to move on with this project. However, and this has nothing to do with Stephanie. It has everything to do with me. I already warned people that I will be showing my idiot self during this sew along because I've never done a sew along before. And yes, it's coming true. I found some things that I should have been better prepared for if I had really sat down and analyzed the pattern we're doing much more carefully. But it seems so straightforward. Now, if you want to know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to go into it today. That's on Wednesday. I mean, it's not going to cause anybody any major grief. It just makes me look like a complete idiot. Okay, but then I'm used to that, so it doesn't matter. You notice the look on Walter's face when I say that, because he's going, yeah. See, I can read his mind, and yeah, he's going, nah, 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 and he's going,
I guess you should have made the quilt first before you.
Yeah. Actually, you're probably right. I probably should have. But anyways, I said I was going to make mistakes at that on the Wednesday live with Stephanie, and I have. So I always keep my promise. I promised you I was going to blow it, and I have. But I'm recovering. And it's not going to be a problem for anybody else. You'll laugh or cry, one or the other, with me. Stephanie says, seriously, it makes you very comfortable, especially if you're not a talker. Yeah, I hate a vacuum. Sean and I, when Sean and I go on, like his brekkie that he has on Saturdays, his brekkie sew session or lives, and that, he says, I like having me having me on his show because there's always something, I can always talk about something. And I've told him, I don't like a vacuum. I abhor a vacuum. There has to be a conversation. Purple Wall thought it meant original gangsters, OG. And Kathleen says, I printed the layout picture only for your sew along. I don't need a big quilt. I'm going for a small wall hanging. Well, Kathleen, that's the one thing we're going to talk about too, or I am, when we do the Wednesday thing, is that I have actually done something with my mistake. And I'm going to talk about that then. So yeah, besides, you might as well make it your own. It's only a guideline for these things. So yeah, live and learn. Yep. Easily worked out. Yep. Is the cutting instructions okay? Yes. Yes, Ron. The cutting instructions are fine. The only thing I will say, and I'll say this again on Wednesday, but I might as well say this now, do make sure. It asks for lights and darks. Make sure there's high contrast between your lights and your darks. In other words, your lights are really light and your darks are really dark. Because if not, your stars are going to get lost. You won't. It'll still make a very pretty quilt no matter what you're picking for fabric. But if you really want the stars to pop out from it, you've got to make sure they're really dark and really light. The fabrics that you're using for it. And that was the mistake I made in my choice of colors. And that led me down a pathway that, like sewing it together, doing the cutting, that is all really easy, very straightforward. This is a pattern, if I had looked at it more carefully and thought about it, or as Walter said, if I'd actually done it, I would have picked up on that much quicker than I did. So don't worry. And besides, Ron, I think you said you're doing it all in solids, so you'll be fine. Julie says mistakes are not important to us, but how you fix or resolve them is. I'm glad you have that attitude. Yeah, that'll be valuable on Wednesday. uh, Shirley says I hijacked Chalice, my daughter, YouTube Zoom last night. Definitely having too much fun. Were you drinking again, Shirley? I know how that happens with you. I missed the pattern name of the so long. Okay, Brenda, it's called Moonstone Stargazer. It's by I can't say her name. Edina, not Edina. Edina.
You have it here?
No, yeah, I do actually. There's a green folder on my up here. No, in my files. My green folder underneath the box there of chocolates. um, Edna, that's it. Don't worry, Stephanie's got it. Stephanie put it up. Yeah. Edita, Satyr. Yeah, she's laundry box quilts. But people, and I am speaking to Shirley and Dana, especially Dana right now, because they're doing this. Dana tells me the other day, well, your pattern looks different than my pattern. And I said, did you download it from the link that we gave everybody? And then Dana says to me, I don't know where I got it. Well, I did some exploration, and there is another one on laundry basket quilts called Moonstar Blue something. Not the one we're doing is Moonstone, not Moonstar. Moonstone, Rented Lips, Moonstone Stargazer. Now the one that has the blue in the name looks almost the same, but there's a couple of blocks that are just slightly different. Actually, I kind of like it better. But this one, I'm sorry to say that, but well, not. It's just because it's in blue. That's why, and I love blue. But yeah. But no, cutting directions and everything, that's not the problem. The problem is the lights and the darks. They've got to be really dark and really light.
Dana says blue sky.
Blue sky. Okay, that's what it was called. Yeah. I don't know, Dana, how you got that one. I really don't. It's a different link completely.
That's because you probably logged on to laundry basket quilts and looked for
it. Yeah. Well, Dana keeps me on my toes. Edit Star. She used to be local in Detroit area. Took a couple of her classes and lectures before she became famous. Oh yeah, she does live in the States, doesn't she? Now, but she's not originally from the States. She's from. I thought originally that she was from Holland, but Stephanie says no. She thinks she's from like someplace like Czechoslovakia or something like that. I don't know.
Please explain rented lips.
Who's asking that?
Diana Corday doesn't understand.
Please explain rented lips. I've never heard that before. Okay, when you trip over your tongue in that, you just say rented lips like you're just trying out a new pair. It's supposed to be funny. I guess you guys in your world don't have rented lips. Never heard that one before. I don't know where that came from. I heard it once years ago and it stuck with me somehow.
Yeah, well, people don't follow directions. They just do what they want to do.
Yeah, true. Mozilla says, Stephen, you are an enabler too. Looking forward to my box of glide threads this week. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think, who was that told, was it Dana or was it Lydia or was it Jan? One of those three had that in there. Hi, Sly. Shelly Clark, same pattern in different colorways. Yeah, so I'm finding out. Poland? Maybe. I don't know, Purple Wall. Michael Land Paul Robin Williams.
Okay, I don't know how to pronounce that name.
I don't know. Oh, but I think what you're referencing is Rented Lips, and come to think, I think it was something Robin Williams said
Might have,
once. Yeah. I used to love Robin Williams' humor. He's dead. But anyways, yeah, so we're working on that. We're You just go with the flow if you're sewing along with us, you know. It's just fabric and thread. Don't worry. It'll turn out in the end. It's a mystery, but it will turn out in the end. Dan says, I tried to order the glide from Three Dog Quilt, sold out. Oh, Dana, you snooze, you lose. I've told you that one before. Yep, it was a good price. I just ordered, speaking of ordering, hi Adam. Um, oh, Joyce Jordan is here. Hello from Washington, D.C. Oh, so it is Poland. She is from Poland. Okay. So we've got that confirmed. I was going to say, I ordered some stuff. Again, this was Dana. No, it wasn't Dana. Dana was pushing me to buy things. Quilter Quilting. You've heard me talk about Quilter Quilting before. They're a licensed, authorized dealer for AccuQuilt. And they had a big sale. And AccuQuilt dies have gone up a lot in price over the last month or so as well. And they had a really good sale. So there were two dies that I really wanted, and they were out of stock on them when I tried to get them at another time. One does the pieces to make maple leaves, and the other one is called Cleopatra. It's a really intricate looking block. So I was able to order both of those, and then I decided this morning that if they still have the sale on, I want to get a 10-inch block, a block that will cut fabric to 10-inch squares, make your own layer cake sort of a thing. Partially out of this design, this pattern that we're working on the sew along too. Although I've already got my pieces cut out, so I don't need it for that. But so I've ordered that. We're going to go there, I think, sometime on Tuesday and pick it up. It was ready for us to pick up on Saturday. Yeah, they sent me the email say it's ready to pick up at about 10:30 in the morning. They're only open till 1 o'clock on Saturdays. Go figure. And that they're about half an hour, 40, well, more than half an hour, about 40 minutes away from me to go and pick the stuff up. I mean, I can have it shipped, but they're that close that, and I like to go to their store and everything. But yeah, they're open on Saturdays. I thought it was from 10 to 1, but Walter looked it up and it's 9 till 1 on a Saturday. I don't understand. I'm going to ask them next time
It
up
used
there.
to be open till 3.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't know why they are only open till 1, because like a lot of people that work don't get much of a chance to if they're only open during the week, they're only open I think from 10 till 4.
Yeah.
Or it's possibly 5, I'm not sure. So anybody that works can't really, if they work during the day anyway, they wouldn't be able to get there.
No.
And then on Saturday, if they have short hours, then it's hard, if they're assuming these people don't work on weekends, then it's hard for me, because I have heard other people say that were in my sewing group about going to a quilt shop, and they said, well, their hours at the quilt shop are really hard for me to get to, because they have short hours during the daytime during the week, so I can't, and they don't have any nighttime hours, and on Saturdays they're often have short hours, and then you get busy and you before you know it, the day's done and you've forgotten to go there. So
yeah, and I don't understand, because even the quilt store Ultimate Sewing that's near us, they're only open till 3 on Saturdays, and I think, are they open till 4 on weekdays?
they're open till 4 on weekdays, so it's really tough for it. Like, I mean, I guess a lot of the quilters that do quilting are retired or older or more senior, but there's lots of people that want to buy stuff during at other hours.
I do understand it, but I don't understand it either. I mean, okay, you're a business. Are you saving that much money? Is there do you figure people aren't going to come to your store after 3 o'clock anyway? So why pay employees for the time if they're just standing around twiddling their thumbs or something like that?
I mean, you can buy online, but still, it's you can buy online, but it can be annoying when if you just want to pick up something quick.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand that part of it. Maybe they figure because they can ship or something.
Yeah.
That, maybe they have a lot of people buying stuff from them online, and so they figure these people, they don't need to make the hours longer. I don't know. I don't know what it is. What's it like for any of you in your areas? If you
Well,
quilt
Teresa is
stores?
saying that she tried to go to K&A Quilts in Ingersoll, and they were closed,
Oh,
and they would reopen January 17th. Vaguely remember, I don't know if it's around this time, but there was this big cruise that they were going to run,
oh, that's
and
right.
but I
I
don't
know.
remember what the
But
dates
I didn't
were.
think that was right after Christmas. I
No,
thought that was in March or something.
that's a possibility, but I don't
Hi,
know.
Sherry. Glad you can make it.
But yeah, I mean, when a store closes for an extended period of time, like what you've experienced, Teresa, it kind of might turn you off a little bit. I mean, or you gotta, or you know that you have to check their website to make sure they're open.
Yeah. Tracy says tomorrow's Martin Luther King Day and our local quilt shop decided to close. Weird. Oh yeah, that's right. For Americans, a lot of things are closed, I guess, tomorrow for that. Um, Chase. Who's Chase? Chase is a new one. Hello, Chase. Says Shelly, don't be mean. What's Shelly
So
doing?
many quilters
Oh,
don't want to
quilters are
go out
old.
after dark.
Many don't want to go out after dark.
Yeah, well,
Well, they did. I think they did try at Ultimate Sewing once to being open on Thursday
yeah, I
nights.
know, but okay, they're open on Thursday nights, but did they advertise that?
I don't remember. Didn't stick out.
They do have a tendency not to let people know when they've changed their hours.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, um, yeah, because their website doesn't keep things up to
Well,
date
not only that,
very
it
well.
seems like their newsletter doesn't tell you either. So,
No, I know. So you have to hunt for their hours at times with it. So what people saying here? Adam says, "Oh, Sterling, he's itchy. Been working through the Tula Quilt Blocks book today. Got the first three done. They finished at 6.5 blocks." Adam. Adam is definitely, nobody knows it. Adam is obsessed with Tula Pink. So yeah. Um, Kathy Patterson. Oh, everybody got there here late. Let's beat
I
her.
know, but like we were in, let's say, Quilter Quilting, they closed at 1. We were in to do an interview or whatever at 1, and people were like coming in like right 5 to 1.
Yeah.
And they're going, oh, we're supposed to be closed at 1, but people keep coming in at 1. But then people were surprised to hear that they were closed at
Yeah,
1.
because they figured they'd be there longer. Kathleen says our local quilt store, Purple Bobbin, closes at 5 p.m. and I get out of work at 4 and early on Saturday. I've only been there twice in the 5 years they've been open. Yeah, quilt stores seem to have really strange and short hours.
And then when you go to, like, there's a fabric store in Oshawa I don't go to very often, that sells more than quilting fabric, but fabric.
The F store,
The
as
F
we call
store,
it,
we call it.
Fabric Land.
It's sort of like a Joann's, if you want to call it that, right? Anyway, it's all fabric stores and stuff. It tends to be very expensive, unless you have a coupon or something. And it's open on Sundays and it's open on Mondays. So if somebody really need some sewing stuff or something like that, you end up going there even though it's expensive. So to get it, right? So if you don't want to wait for shipping or something like that, if you're going to buy it online.
Oh, Chase says, "Hi, I'm Chase's grandma's. I like to quilt and play Fortnite. I love this channel. My grandson is a big fan." Okay. I don't know who your grandson is because I don't think I've ever seen him make a comment or anything, but welcome. Anyways, with it. But then Sue Norfleet says, my local quilt shop is open 10 to 5:30 Tuesday to Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturday. Gives people who work a chance to swing by on the way home. Does it?
I mean, like when I used to work 9 till 5, so that by the
yeah.
time I got home, it was well after 6. And there's no way I would have been able to, when I was working, to go there. So
No, and if I'd been quilting when I was still working, I wouldn't have been able to have gotten there I might have been able to in the week, but I did a lot of things on Saturday because that's what you do when you work, 5 days out of the 7 in a week. And like if they're only open till 2 o'clock, 10 to 2, well, now that's not really a big problem for someone like me because I'm up. in there. It's a big problem for Walter. Because I said to him,
Well, I told him to wake me up. I said, wake me up and
no,
we'll
you
go.
didn't say wake you
Yeah,
up.
no, well, I said afterwards. You can
Yeah,
wake me
after
up.
the words. Because I got the
Because
email
I
on
was
Saturday
awake at
morning.
one point at
Yeah, well,
9
I went
o'clock.
into the
So,
bedroom and you were still snoring away, and I thought, no, if I wake him up, he'll get ugly.
hmm.
Her. So I didn't bother. It's not a big rush, anyways. We'll get him on Tuesday. It's a lovely day if the weather's nice. Um. Okay, let's see. Just get down here. Uh. Kathleen says, to me, they cater to retired older folks. Yeah, I guess so. Well, I mean, okay, a stereotype's a stereotype. It is principally older people who do quilting, right? So maybe
However, we
that's what
do
they
know
figured.
a fair bit of people that aren't retired that do quilting. Like,
Well, yeah, I don't know what it is. It's very
or sorry,
annoying.
that don't aren't retired that do quilting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, what's Adam got that everybody's saying that sounds terrible? I missed it. Adam, what's the matter with you?
Oh, yes, I have shingles in my eye.
Oh, God, no. Where did you see that?
Yeah, right there at the bottom there.
Oh,
I want to get.
my first tendonitis, but shingles in my eyes and was finding it hard. Holy crap, Adam! I've never heard of anybody.
Yeah, I
getting
have
shingles.
heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I hope that clears up soon. That does not sound like it will be fun. Um. I'm just looking at what people are saying here. Teresa says quilt stores don't tend to have a lot of employees, so they could be working hours around family life. That's true. That's true. Um, Many of them are family owned too, so yeah, that could be what the situation is. What's going on here? Sally love his channel. I hope you feel better. When I had my retail store, Brenda says my hours were 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week, and it was busy every hour. Yeah, but have you noticed that in the last few years, and I don't know if this is because of COVID or just because that there's people are going online and buying things now, that a lot of stores don't have the hours they used to have. Not just quilt stores, but regular stores too. So I don't know, maybe that is what do you call it?
Yeah, I mean, our quilt store, the one that we have here, the Ultimate Sewing, they're usually have quite a few. It's a small store, but they usually have quite a few employees working at one time. So
yeah,
I mean, it wouldn't kill them to be open an extra hour and have one employee working. But
yeah, I don't know. There must be a reason for it, and it's probably a reason based upon the economics of running a business.
Yeah,
I would say so. Andy says a quilt shop near me used to be open until 7 p.m. on Thursdays. It was great for people working in Chicago and living in and near my suburb. Yeah, well, when I used to work at the craft store many moons ago, she decided she'd try opening later on Thursday nights. That didn't last long. People came to her and said, "Oh, I wish you were open like later at night." So she tried this, and then nobody came. So she gave
but
up
then
on
again, how well did she advertise it?
Well, I don't know, but well, she also reacted to what only a couple of people said.
Yeah.
It wasn't like there were droves of people saying, "I wish you were open Thursday night late," kind of a thing. But anyway, she gave it a try. It didn't work out. So, New Quilting Life with Janice is here. Hello.
Yeah, shingles are not great.
Purple Wall says Chase is a troll.
Well,
I have COVID in my eye too.
oh,
Okay. Troll. Bye, troll. Removed. Okay. I wondered about that because I've never seen that one come up before. So thanks, Purple Wall. Charlotte says, even free C, every time I went to my LQS, I was in the only customer. No matter what time, hard to staff a shop with little traffic. Unless they have classes, people don't drop in. Joanne's is always busy. Yeah, it's big. Chase says no. The purple wall. I'm not a troll. Okay. Well, we'll just leave it for now. If you're not a troll, sorry, Chase, that's okay. You never know. We're just being cautious. Uh, Now, Janet says, Adam, so Adam, when you get well, be sure to get the 2-shot vaccine. I had shingles 5 years ago and still have nerve pain. Rest and we will pray for you. Feel better. Agree to disagree. Purple Wall says, we'll watch him, Purple Wall, or her, or whoever it is. Brenda says, COVID has changed some things. Mostly employees don't want to work.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay. But these people who don't want to work, what are they living off of? Is what I want to know.
Well, a lot of the people that work in, a lot of times people work in quilt stores are retired people.
Yes, but
And
extend this further. You hear this all the time that there's a shortage of employees for jobs. People are, they got rid of all these people when COVID came up, right? Now they can't get anybody to come back. So now they're saying, well, they've cut their hours of their, when they're open, like restaurants, you don't get the same service, all this kind of stuff. And they're all blaming it on lack of employees now. So I don't know who's right, who's wrong, or is this just,
or they find better jobs that they like.
Well, maybe.
They didn't end up having to look before until.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Julie says shortened hours are because they have a difficult time finding employees for those wages. Clerks do not make much. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, or you know, one of the economics of working in a store is that if you're retired and you maybe think that you're supplementing your income, but what ends up happening is you end up paying more tax. So
yeah. Yes, Adam. Actually, shingles can be stress related because many, many years ago, I had shingles. I had a very mild case of them, but I said to the doctor, well, why would I get shingles? He said, well, it's often caused by stress. And I said, I'm not working right now. I had a year off from teaching. I had a educational improvement leave. Now, I was working on a book at the time, but it wasn't the stress that there was when I was teaching. And he said, well, you've had chicken pox, right? And I said, yes. And he says, well, it's a derivative of chicken pox. And some stress or other things, factors can make you have shingles from it. So, yeah.
well, you're probably, because you weren't working, you were having a different kind of stress.
Well, maybe. Whatever. Yeah. Adam says, customer service is terrible since COVID. I find it's bizarre the poor level of service that seems to be acceptable since. Yeah, that's very true. Yep. Shelley says they found their family can live on one income, better life balance. Well, maybe some people have, but I know the ones that live in my area, when you look at that app we were talking about last week, Nextdoor, seems to me that all they do is bitch and complain about the fact that everything has gone up in price and they have 2 incomes and there's nobody to look after their kids and all this stuff and nobody to screw in a light bulb for them, and they have to work, because they have a 4,000 square foot house and 2 BMWs parked in the driveway. So go figure, right? And Teresa says, with shingles, if you think you're getting them, painful linear rash, go to your doctor right away. If you're there within 2 to 3 days of symptoms, you could take an antiviral med to shorten it. And the shingles vaccine costs about $180 each in BC.
Yeah, it is. Actually, in Ontario, there's 2 kinds that you can get. You can get one that you're covered by covered by the drug plan if you're over 65. Or you can get the Shinrix, which I got, and it's approximately $180 for each shot, and that I remember, and which I got, but it was covered by my insurance. So
BioHoop or insurance?
My insurance. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I supposedly had a shingle shot. I don't remember paying for it. I remember there's only being one. Well, I don't even remember having it, but according to the doctor. Yeah, it's on my record. I had a shingle shot.
I have a feeling that you never got one.
I don't think I got a shingle shot.
I think there was a mistake there. I think it was that you said that you got shingles.
Maybe that's how. Or maybe she just can't read.
That's possible.
Yeah,
we can't read your old doctors.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Cheryl says shingle shot cost me about $60 for both shots. As of January 1st, they are free for Medicare people. I got the Singrix.
Shingrix. So.
Says Singrix.
Yeah, I know it's spelled wrong.
Oh, fine. Okay, never mind. Then it's not Mackel.
It's Shingrix.
All right, fine. BC Medical does not cover it for seniors, even though they are encouraging seniors to get it. Yeah, well, that brings me to a little issue here today when you start talking about that. Our healthcare system, they've just made this big announcement now that private clinics can do some of the procedures that would normally be done by hospitals.
In Ontario.
In Ontario, to alleviate the load on the healthcare system. And you don't have to worry about paying for those things. You will never pay by credit card. It said it'll all be covered by OHIP. That is a crock of crap. Our healthcare system in Ontario is going right down the tubes with this Ford government, the Conservative government in Ontario. They're trying to privatize everything. And that's just a recipe for disaster with that. It's okay, Cheryl.
It's okay. We sort of know.
We figured it out.
We know what you mean. It's just that when you look at it, it's hard. When you say "sh" and it's spelled that way, you kind of you get confused. So
yeah, but I mean, it's going right down the tubes, the healthcare system, and it's becoming kind of scary. And you know, they all go back and blame everything on COVID again. So you hear on the news, kids, it's cold season, right? Flu season, cold season. And now there's not enough of like basic cough medicine and Tylenol and all the other pain relief medications on the shelf on the shelf kind of things. There's a shortage. But our Ontario government says, oh no, we've already got it all arranged. Very soon now, it's all going to be back on the shelf, nothing to worry about. They said that back before Christmas. It hasn't happened yet. And if you can find any of this stuff, the price has gone way up. Way up. Mm-hmm. So what's the story with all of that? Really? We're being taken for a ride there, too. And then
the problem is a lot of that stuff, that Tylenol stuff, is only manufactured in a couple of areas in the world. I think a lot of it's manufactured, the Tylenol stuff is manufactured in the U.S., but there's a lot of stuff coming from overseas. In fact, a lot of our medications and stuff are actually produced in India, and they get shipped over here, type of thing.
Yeah, well,
and now with COVID and restrictions and all other stuff, they're suddenly realizing that decentralized way of doing business doesn't seem to work that great.
But they won't change it.
No, I know.
That they may realize that's not the way to do it, but they'll leave it. There's no leadership. There's nobody going out there for us. We elect them, we pay them, but no, they don't work for us. They're supposed to work for us. And I'm talking about the government, because that's where it all comes down to. I mean, that's where the shit is coming from. It's from the government. And it just sucks here in Ontario. And the federal government isn't that much better these days. But we have lots of money to put into a whole new fleet of fighter jets in this country. Because our other ones are old. Yeah, okay. All that money that they're sinking into new fighter jets could be used to sink into our welfare system in this country. We have a lot of people that are homeless. We have people going to the food banks in unprecedented numbers now. We are not a third world country. And yet we have people who have to make a decision between whether or not they can afford to put a roof over their head or eat. Both of those things are pretty much essential to life, right? That isn't right. That shouldn't be there. But yeah, we're buying all these fighter jets. Yeah. And how many millions of dollars has our country sent to help them out in Ukraine? I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't help them, but I'm saying let's put it in proportion. Isn't your first responsibility to the people in your own country as well? Well, that seems to be on the back burner.
Yeah, I can talk about this because they're also taking refugees in, and they're asking for many more people that are immigrants. But then what happens is they're not upgrading the infrastructure for healthcare.
No, which needs to be done.
Yeah.
But no. Like priorities. Priorities. Where are their priorities on all of this? But then, of course, we're all confronted now with the high price of drugs and lack of drugs. Then you go to the grocery store and you have to take out a small mortgage, right? With the way food prices are. And then they all went on about, okay, well, there's been a drought in California. Now there's the rain.
Too much water.
And too much water and that. But California's not the only supplier of things like that. Mexico is part of it. Chile. There's other places in the world, at least for us as Canadians, where it comes from, which is kind of sad when you think about it too, because
But how many of these grocery stores haven't taken contracts out with Californian things and stuff, and they can't?
well, sure they have, but like the grocery stores have been gouging us to death since COVID and the whole bit. Everything's been going up, and people are saying, well, when this is over, when the logistics system comes back online and everything is the prices will drop. They will not. They will not. The prices, if anything, will maintain at the same level that they're existing at right now, which is too high. Because no grocery store, nobody's going to give us any kind of discount because they're making record profits too. The last quarter, most of the major grocery chains in Canada
have made record
profits.
And they claim it's not on the food.
Yeah. Well, where is it then?
Well, see, like some of them said, well, it's because of the pharmaceutical area. Oh, well, they're gouging us over.
Yeah, they're gouging. It doesn't matter. They're gouging us left and right. So now we have to ask the question, are we in a recession right now? Or are we headed towards a recession? Well, it depends on who you listen to.
Mm-hmm.
The government is telling you, well, we could possibly have a recession down the road, but we're doing things to avoid that. Yeah, really. But then you hear other ones saying, no, we're in a recession right now. I mean, what's the definition of a recession?
Yeah, I think the definition of a recession is I forget what the recession is. It shows like your gross product that you produce has to be less than a certain amount over two months. And then it's gross domestic product has to be under a certain amount over 2 months. I'm not sure.
Well,
remember. I have to read what it was.
Then we're not in a recession. We're in a depression.
No, that's not a depression.
Well, wait. It's simple. If people who were able to afford food suddenly now can't afford it like they were able to before, if their wages are not
that's
going
not
up,
how you define it. It's a stock market definition.
I don't care if it's a stock market definition. I'm telling you what people are going through.
Yeah, I know.
You can give all these definitions, which is what the economists and the government and everybody else does. But if someone has to go to a food bank to supplement their grocery bill, who have never gone to one before, if their wages are not keeping up, and they never do.
No, it says a period economic recession is a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced, generally identified by the GDP, gross domestic product, in 2 successive quarters.
And how does that make life any better for anybody else to know that definition? If you can't afford to eat.
Yeah, well, that doesn't necessarily mean that. It means that's not necessarily what a recession is. So.
Well, you tell that to the poor people that are standing in line at the food bank. I'm sure that'll be reassuring for them. Oh, you're in a food bank lineup right now, but don't worry, it's not a recession according to the definition.
Yeah.
So nothing to worry about. Yeah, that does a lot for them, doesn't it? What are people saying here? Shelley Clark said they want both ways here with medical procedures. Colonoscopy went from hospital to clinic and is now back in the hospital. These centers are owned by specialist doctors, more money in their pockets. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I love the Works toilet cleaner. Okay, can't find it anywhere. There's no reason for anyone to go hungry in America or Canada. No reason whatsoever. That's right, Sherry. There is no reason for that. But it's happening. Adam says it's exactly the same here. The fuel crisis and cost of living crisis is making many people decide between living in freezing cold conditions or eating. Yep. Our utility bills have gone up 400% in the last 6 to 12 months. Ours have gone up too, but not that much. Wow. Barb says fruit and berries have tasted awful for the last 2 years. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's several factors for that. But you are right. Stuff just doesn't taste like it did at one time. That's why when we were doing our container gardening in the summer, the food that we grow in it tastes 100% better than what we can buy in the grocery store. It's fresher. I mean, you want to eat salads because the lettuce that came out of the garden, and one of the reasons we're growing it under grow lights, is because it just tastes better. It tastes like it's supposed to taste. I think this other stuff is picked too soon or whatever they do to it. I don't know. And in the time that it shipped to us from, from the south of the border, from way south of the border, I don't know. And Adam says our electricity bill has gone from 120 pounds a month to 380 a month in 4 months. Wow, what's a pound for us? That's 120 pounds would be what, about 160, $170 Canadian dollars? But holy crap. Catherine says our electric consumption bill increased like that every winter, then reduce again in the summer months. Yeah, well, for us, we're on equal billing.
Yeah, 100 pounds is $163 Canadian.
Wow.
$122 US. So if you figure that out.
Yeah, well, our electric bill, we're on equal billing every month. So it's 200 and what do we pay? We were paying about 100 and no, that was the gas bill. I think it's $215 Canadian dollars a month. That's equal billing. So it means every month our bill is that. But we're in the hole because they just increased that amount because we owed them, like the way they do it on equal billing, we owed them about 100 and some odd dollars in that, but then they up it so it'll eat into that, and it is eating into that a little bit. I noticed. I think now we're in the hole by about $92 from it. So yeah, it's crazy. And our gas bill, we were on equal billing for it too, and it just went up. It went up considerably. It went from 168 a month to 220 or something. So yeah, Ron says if you make 100K, you're in a recession, or if you make 30K, you're in a depression. Yeah, I'd say so. Actually, I would say if you make under 50K, you're in a depression. Mozilla says, I have a senior friends in Southwell and they have to move. I worry how they'll find something affordable. Yeah. Yep. Everything is up. The fruit and veggies in supermarkets are hybrids that are designed for shelf life, not for flavor. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
well, not only that, I think a lot of the stuff gets picked way before they're ripe.
Yeah.
And they do stuff for them to ripen it while they're in transit. And it ends up not being as tasty.
Yeah. Catherine says our electric bill is $291 a month, but we heat with electric. Well, then that seems cheap. If you're heating with, of course, where do you live, Catherine? Because I was going to say we're paying 200 and something a month, and we're not heated by electric. We are gas.
No, I know, but we run some high expensive.
Yeah, okay, fine. Well, we do and we don't. No more than the average person. Well. You told me the hot tub hardly uses any electricity.
No, that used $30 a month when we first got it 20 years ago.
Well, drain it. Laura says it will be interesting to see if domestic electric rises as more electric vehicles are made mandatory, as in California.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting thing altogether with that. So
Catherine lives in Victoria.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then I can understand why, because everything in Victoria is expensive.
Well, not only that, you have more moderate temperatures there.
Yeah, true. Not really. Only in
yeah, most of it is nuclear power, but we do buy some from other areas.
Yeah, we do.
And in fact, I think we buy some from the United States.
We also have Niagara Falls.
Yeah. No, Niagara Falls doesn't work anymore. It's not a.
What? It doesn't
It
generate?
doesn't generate power anymore.
Why?
It hasn't generated power for years
Why?
because we have nuclear.
Why?
Because it's old infrastructure. They have tours for the electrical plant now because they were the old electrical
Well,
plant.
doesn't that seem sort of counterproductive when
No, I
you've got
know.
a natural resource that is there? It's
Mhm.
always there. Niagara Falls hasn't dried up in many, many
No, I
moons.
know, but they don't use it.
God, what's the logic here? And then they're talking about they were going to close the nuclear power station near us, but now they've rejuvenated. They're going to refurbish it and
Yeah,
everything.
because it's beyond its
Yeah.
its original lifespan.
It'll blow up real good. Yeah. Adam says the problem we have here is the wholesale unit price for fuel. It's the lowest it's been in about 15 years. The problem is the government is allowing fuel companies to charge whatever the hell they like. Yes, exactly. And that's the same problem we have here in Canada and in Ontario. Yeah, same thing. There is no government regulation. The government does not step in. If you're a business, our Ontario Power Generation Company is a corporation. It used to be owned by the government and then they sold it off. So, yeah.
Yeah, quilting is Stephanie. You're right. The electric grid can't handle the addition of electrical vehicles
Mm-hmm.
because any place around here, even in Canada, during the summer months, they're always talking about that the electrical grid can't handle the air conditioning.
Well, our whole infrastructure is falling apart because they haven't bothered to do anything over the years to maintain it properly.
Mm-hmm.
With it. I mean, basically, Toronto's going to be one giant sinkhole. Mm. Eventually, the whole city of Toronto's just going to suck into the ground. Not necessarily a bad thing, but because their infrastructure is 100 years old. Their water mains are breaking all the time. They're all over 100 years old. Roads are collapsing, but they still build in downtown Toronto, which is already highly congested, and they keep building up all the time with this, and they don't have an infrastructure that can support it. And then they whine to the government. City of Toronto is probably the most worst managed city in Canada.
Yeah.
Possibly in North America. Teresa says, my electric bill's higher in the summer due to AC. The furnace is forced air over hot water, so that only affects the gas bill. Yeah, well, yeah, when you use AC, yep. I know, we have the same thing. Diana says, finally, after several months, I hope you can see that I'm here. Google was not cooperating at all. I had to subscribe twice to get here. Well, I'm glad you made it, Diane. BC Electric is all hydro generated. Interesting. My brother works for BC Hydro. He's a manager. Adam says, I can believe it, Stephanie. Our electric vehicles here are now costing the same or near the same to charge as it would be to fill with petrol or diesel. Yeah, big savings there, right? Catherine says, we are fortunate not to need much AC in the summer here. We'll almost always have cooling ocean breeze. Ezra's
Victoria.
Here. Yeah, I know. Izer's here. We still use dam for power, but most of it goes to California. Interesting.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see if a lot of the Hoover Dam may not be generating power if the water levels drop too
Lake
low.
Mead, is it still down really low?
Yeah, the rains have helped, but it's not.
Yeah. And Stephanie says they forget to tell people if they have to replace the battery in those cars that it costs thousands of dollars. Yeah. You just don't go out and buy yourself a 10-pack of Ever-Readies for them. Teresa's not looking forward to electrical vehicles. The mileage sucks. I'd have to charge up twice just to go to Toronto. Now I can drive there on half a tank.
The battery well, first of all, the way they design the electrical vehicles, they're made so that the batteries can't be replaced, or they're difficult to be replaced. And if they do get replaced, it can run into like $20,000 or $30,000 just to replace the battery.
Well, aren't the batteries underneath the engine and they have to pull the engine or something?
No, the battery's underneath the whole long length of the car. They're on, the spot between the two wheels.
Yeah.
underneath.
I just thought it was a huge Duracell on his
No,
with
no,
a
no,
spring
no,
at the end.
no.
You just pop it out.
No.
Yeah, I know it wasn't that. I was being funny. You just have no sense of humor whatsoever. But whatever. Yeah, so, all of this stuff, they're letting us all down. And, it's kind of frustrating. I mean, well, frustrating because we can't do anything. Like, sure, we've just gone through several years of COVID disease and we're still going through it a bit. Talk about depression. And then when you feel like you absolutely have no control over all these things in your life that are keeping you like from, making a decision between do I buy a green pepper or do I forget about that altogether? Yeah. What were you going to say? You were
No, Stephanie's got Walter's right. Friend had to have his battery replaced. It's $22,000.
Holy crap. That'd buy you a long arm. Yeah. Shelley says Lake Mead is filled by the Colorado River. Rain and sea in California is not helping there. Oh, okay. Iser says, I found out that Niagara Falls stopped generating power years ago. I believe the two blackouts, 1960s and 1970s, forced the closures when so much of the East Coast was affected. But why would that affect the closure? Wouldn't that just
Well, it's just they got old. The infrastructure got old, and they never replaced it.
Well, there
and
we
they
go.
said, well, we've got unlimited power from the big nuclear power plant.
Yeah. Glow in the dark much? Yeah. Yeah, well, anyways, that's just how things are going. So how is everybody handling it then? Because it's affecting us all. And I mean, okay, we're in a situation where, yeah, these increases affect us as well, but not as much as it's affecting maybe some people who have, very limited incomes. And although we're kind of on a fixed income, we've done things, over years and years of planning in that where we're okay. But I would rather be using that money to buy fabric with than giving it to utility companies or to that. Our house is paid for and it has been for many years, so we don't have to worry about that. But there's a lot of people who just before COVID hit and that, when interest rates here were much lower, they went in and bought a house. And now, but they only just qualified for the mortgage. Now suddenly with the prices and everything increasing and the interest rates and the whole bit, there are people they're forecasting that people are just going to start walking away from their homes.
Well, it depends on how much they've got invested in it, but yeah.
But
well, that actually did happen when I first started looking at houses in the early 80s. There were a lot of houses empty in our area. And it's because in the early 80s, if anybody remembered in Canada anyway, at that time mortgages were over 20% then. And so people couldn't renegotiate or couldn't afford their mortgages, and they couldn't sell them for the houses for what they had invested in them. And so they were just walking away from the houses. And there were lots and lots of empty houses in the city that we were living in.
Yeah. So other people are saying ways around this. Anna says, heat less, wear more sweaters. That's right, Anna. We actually keep our thermostat at 20 degrees C. And I don't touch it. If I'm feeling a little cold, and you've seen me on some of the videos, I have this sweater thing, jacket kind of a thing. I'll throw that on because I don't want to waste the money on heat. So, but that's one thing. Other things are we look for sales in the grocery store. Walter's constantly pours through the flyers, but he's always done that because he's a flyer boy.
And also a cheapskate.
Yeah, that too. You heard it, came from his mouth. I didn't accuse him of it, but it's true. But I mean, you think twice. Like I go into a grocery store and I look at like iceberg lettuce, and if it says it's like $3.99, $4.99 for a head, I said no lettuce this week. Peppers, don't buy them like I used to. I mean, peppers were a staple. That's why we're trying the grow lights.
We
Okay.
still, you gotta remember, we got a lot of frozen peppers in the freezer. So
Yeah, I know, but those are for cooking.
yeah,
But I don't. You can't use frozen peppers in a salad
no,
because it's like mush at that point. But yeah, little things like that we're doing. Um, we don't we don't go out a
Anna
lot.
has chickens and makes her own bread.
Yeah, well, we were making our own bread. When I say we, Walter, but
Kind of got lazy.
yeah, he got lazy, doesn't do that anymore. I should maybe start again, but I'm not sure how to use the new bread maker.
Mm.
I'll have to read up on it or check it out. I used to make bread, a lot of it, with the old bread
Well, I'll
maker.
make some more bread.
Oh yeah, you say that too. It's like you're gonna make a pie, but you never get around to that. Yeah. Using more quilts, sweaters, puppy heat, haha, buy less food. See, if we had a nice little warm kitty, that would keep us warm. You could wear it around your
Yeah, we'll
neck.
be keeping it warm.
Yeah, probably. That's what Cleo was like. I bake my own bread when we buy a half a beef and get eggs from a local farmer. I bought it
And
when it's on sale or in season. We have modest home and purchase below our means and paid it off. Yeah, except Shelley, you must be getting a deal on your eggs because any local farmers around here that are selling eggs are not selling eggs at much less than what you're buying in
in fact,
the
it's more
supermarket.
than the grocery store.
Yeah,
So
free range chickens. Hello, all that kind of stuff. Give me the ones that have had antibiotics. Um, yeah, I've said to Walter, maybe we should get chickens
yeah, right. No thanks.
and a goat. Um, Plant a garden and community garden here. I can and freeze what I can. Make her own bread. Look for sales. Yeah. Yep. Okay, just want to say I sent you a friend request on Facebook to have my phone. Oh, okay. She's talking to Stephanie. Canned vegetables. Yeah, I got to look into that a little bit more because we had a lot of produce came on all at once, like our peppers. They didn't really come on strong until like end of August into the beginning of September. And so we did freeze them. Like Walter, did you chop them up?
Yeah, they're frozen.
Yeah.
I used some last night.
So we can use them for cooking. Yeah, so do that. But I should look into more. We had a lot of tomatoes, except for the bloody squirrels. We have to do something about the squirrels
Yeah, well,
in summer
up to
because they could have made tomato sauce or canned the tomatoes or did something, diced tomatoes or whatever. Because we use a lot of that kind of thing. Shelly found chicken on sale for $1.68 a pound and bought a bunch for the freezer. Well, that's what we do too. If it's on for a good price, like chicken
yeah,
thighs used
actually,
to
yeah,
be cheap, but
yeah,
they're not anymore.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so how do you get a photo? How do you get the photo?
Huh? What?
Oh,
What?
no.
No, they're talking about something different.
Oh,
I use my bread machine to make dough, then bake it in a regular loaf pan.
yeah, we've done that.
Yep. Andy
Uh,
says last time I went to Aldi's, a carton of eggs was $5 USD. Is there an egg shortage?
actually, there is a problem with avian flu right now, supposedly. So a lot of the chickens are put down. So
Yeah,
that's what they're telling
that's
us.
what they're telling us. But avian flu has been around for quite a while for chickens.
No, it's a new strain.
Oh, of course
it's
it
happened
is.
this year.
Of course it's a new strain.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's a new strain. Yeah. Farm fresh eggs are more expensive here than in
Well,
the grocery
actually,
store.
we're doing okay. Last time we looked at eggs, I think it was $4 for a carton.
Oh, was it? Because at one point it was up to about $6.
Yeah.
So 18, like for an 18 egg carton. Shai says we live in an area that is agricultural, lots of people with chickens. Oh, okay. It's 2008 all over again. People going into foreclosure. We moved to northern Nevada. We lived 3 generations deep in a 3-bedroom subsidized apartment. Thank goodness for duck eggs and venison. And canning tomatoes is easy, Anna says. Yeah, I've never done it, but I'm sure I could figure it out. The guy next door to me has chickens. However, we each have an acre. I don't know what they do, but no smell from it. Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. Chickens can smell if you got a lot of them. Teresa says, I do use point cards more now. Freshco now gives scene points. Last week the bacon was on sale. Plus, if we have a scene card, it was an extra $1 off. I've also decreased my Costco runs. Yeah, we do the points thing too. Sherry says canning is much easier now than it used to be. Tomatoes are acidic, so just water bath method, no pressure cooker required. Okay. Good to know. I will have to investigate that further. Here, Brenda says, here farmers are charging more than the supermarket. That's what I think that's happening here too. They say avian flu, but eggs here at Walmart are $1.88 a dozen.
Well, not out here.
Not here, they're
I
not.
think they're about
Wow.
4 dozen.
Yeah. Where are you, Shelley? Ezra says, now we're back in Vegas. I've been checking out the ducks at the park. Oh. Well, you know, we have a lot of Canada geese all over the place. This week's eggs are $10 a dozen US.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Well, Brenda's in Maine, aren't you, Brenda? But holy crap. Eggs here went up considerably when the Fraser Valley flooded, killing off poultry in late 2021. Well, somebody teach chickens to swim. And Adam says they had an egg supply issue. The supermarkets did a price increase on eggs, but didn't pay the farmers more, so the farmers refused to supply them eggs for about 3 weeks. And Sherry lives among the Amish, and they have reasonable eggs. Dinah Miller says, Shelley, where's your Walmart? That's where I paid $8 for 18 eggs yesterday. Andy says, it's Armageddon. For sure. I water bath canned pickles and jellies this year. Both turned out really good. I used frozen fruit from Walmart for the jam. Okay. That's okay. That's an idea. I must explore this a little further. Shelley's in Eastern Washington State. Okay. Serious question, Stephanie asks, are Canada geese protected in Canada? They are here. You can't purposely harm or hunt them.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do anything to them here.
Yeah, well, they are protected, but there is a season when they're not.
Canada geese, or you're talking about ducks?
Well, my dad used to shoot geese if it came over at the
it?
time, so I don't, but then that was many years ago, so maybe. I don't know. So, but they are protected, and the little buggers do know that because we have all kinds of, they don't go south anymore. They just hang around and crap on everything. Eggs are about $4 a dozen here in Wisconsin, which is high. But Barb paid a couple of dollars for a dozen large eggs in Western Washington. It's nuts. It's nuts. Solar plates. My Instapot has a recipe for canning. Maybe this may work for some. Oh yeah, we have an Instapot. Andy says I save money by eating 2 meals a day. Mitzi eats just fine. Don't you be starving, Mitzi.
Yep. Canada geese are protected.
Oh, so they are. Yep. So to answer your question, officially, Stephanie, yes, Canada geese are protected. Little bastards know it too. If the jars fit in the Instapot, yeah. Naughty Papa Bland.
Well, and then I've got another thing here about a total of no more than 3 Canada geese or cackling geese, or any combination may be taken daily in wildlife management.
Oh.
So I guess if you, that's between September 26th and January 9th.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I guess you sometimes can shoot them.
So I guess we can't choke a goose now. Now we have to wait. Today, the Walmart pickup price for 18 eggs is $2.46. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
But where you guys all live here, no, it's pretty much steady. High. Give blood to get food. But anyways, yeah. So we'll just have to. I guess we have to weather it out.
Yeah, Canada geese leave a mess. They have big poop.
Yeah. Goose poop on the lake beaches here is Australia. Yeah, they do the same thing here.
They fly overhead and dive bomb us.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and they just look at you. You know, like, can't touch me. I'm protected. Yeah. Too bad we couldn't train the squirrels to give them some trouble. So, update on our travel plans for something totally different in topic. Walter's got it all figured out now for both our trips to the West Coast and to the East Coast. So in April, we go to the West Coast, middle of April for a couple of weeks. And in June, we go off to the East Coast. Well, we're going for the Canadian National Quilt Show, for one thing. And but we're going to go all around and everything. Kind of looking forward to that. I'm not really looking forward to the flight to out west. We're driving out east. That's because it's closer. Well, it's not so much the flight I'm not looking forward to. It's more or less the airport, because hopefully they've got their act together. Do they ever have their act together? In Toronto, when we do that. But we're going out to Victoria as well when we're out there, and Nanaimo, and down to Abbotsford where my brother lives. And I don't know what else we're doing. I don't know. Walter has it planned. I just wake up in the morning when we're on a trip and go, okay, so where are we going today? And he has the itinerary. And I just follow along. It's fine by me. I don't care. I'm happy with wherever we are. That's fine. So that's what we've got planned. So that's going to be fun. And looking forward to it.
Yeah, I booked you into the lousy hotels, and I'm staying in the nice ones.
Yeah. I know people that will kill for a chocolate bar. Whatever. But anyway, so yeah, so that was today's live. And what's coming up this week? My vlog on Monday, Idiot Quilter on Tuesday, live with Stephanie and myself for our next installment of the sew along we're doing. Friday we should have a sew and chat. So Chatty, that's what we call
Hi,
it.
Nadine from France. You're late.
Oh, hello Nadine from France. Welcome. Yeah, nice to see the new people today that we haven't seen before. That was great. It's really nice to have new people. What else was I going to tell you? I really need to have a pop-up sew day soon. Can't have one next Saturday because we have to go to a memorial service. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I thought we were off the hook for that one, but apparently the gods have put it in our way again. So yeah, whatever. According to said they do that here too, especially if they have babies around. Oh, the geese.
Yeah, they're nasty.
Yeah, they are nasty. They're very nasty. Shelly says at the airport, just expect the worst. Hopefully you'll be pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I always expect the worst.
Yeah, never. It's even at the best of times, it's never a good experience. So
no. But hopefully the weather will be nicer and things will be okay, and we'll actually get there with luggage. Well, we'll take some clean undies in our carry-on bag with us. Worst case scenario, luggage doesn't show up. I get to go shopping. New wardrobe. Yeah, Mark's Work Warehouse. They have those out there. That's why I buy all of my clothes. That's why everything's in plaid. Okay, enough of this for now. Thanks everybody for joining us. And I hope you have a good week. And hope you get eggs at a decent price somewhere out of it all. Okay, we're going to say goodbye, everybody. So thanks for coming. We'll see you next week, if not sooner. Bye for now.
bye for now.